We're here today in Trafalgar Square to talk to one of London's leading street photographers about the use of humour in her work. Throughout the history of street photography, photographers such as Henri Cartier-Bresson, Elliot Erwood and Martin Parr have all tried to work humour into their shots. Becky Frances is a contemporary photographer who agrees that there is more to street photography than silhouettes of passers-by and portraits of the destitute.
Hi, I'm Becky Frances. I'm a street photographer and I've been doing it about 9 or 10 years. I like to make people laugh with my photos.
Making people laugh has a particular importance for Becky. Suffering from anxiety, sometimes she finds it hard to simply step outside, and when she does, it's to photograph joy and happiness.
The reason that I use to put humour in my street photography is that I like to leave the house and feel positive and energised with what I'm doing. An example of a photograph that I've taken that makes me and other people smile is the one of the drag queen taken at a festival in South London.
Something about the swirl and the energy of the scene persuaded Becky to take the photo, but it's also composed carefully, with a skillful layering and sense of contrast. Here she shares a few tips for composing a humorous scene.
When you're thinking about composition in street photography, you've got to consider your scene. You might have a straightforward scene, which is funny on its own, or you might want to use more complex techniques, such as layering, use of street props, or slogans and lettering. An example of this would be my picture of a lady sat on the bus reading a book, above the slogan that reads, "Relief on the move."
Composition aside, sometimes the event itself is enough to take the photograph. Becky will often hunt for unusual people, places, or situations. We asked her to give an example of one such photograph.
For instance, I was in Soho the other day and I spotted a scene which included a man that was dressed in an interesting way. There were neon lights and I thought I'll stop and wait and see if something happens here. And luckily for me, a dog came into the scene and did a poop. I clicked my shutter and captured the moment. And what you need is a little bit of luck and a little bit of patience.
Luck and patience are one thing, but looking across Becky's work, we can detect a pattern. This is a photographer who's thought long and hard, not simply about what she's photographing or how she's taking it. This is a photographer who's thought about why she's taking photographs in the first place.